Well, here's your answer. Your parents didn't love you.
59 seconds. That's all it takes for Kung Fu Panda 2 to hit you with a revelation so powerful it reshapes the entire movie. And Po himself. It's raw, heartbreaking, and transformative, packed into less than a minute of cinematic brilliance where Po's past, pain, and his strength all collide in one masterfully crafted scene. But there's one thing that made this scene so powerful, something that started all the way back in the beginning of the movie. So, what is it? Well, years ago, a young, ruthless peacock named Shen learned of his destiny, one that claimed he would be defeated by a warrior of black and white. And because Shen was the animated version of a paranoid dictator with a serious case of main character syndrome, he did the unthinkable. He ordered the massacre of every panda he could find. Even though there was no mention of pandas, a warrior in black and white could have been an orca or a zebra for all Shen knew. In any case, Shen heard about a prophecy and didn't think, maybe I should be a little careful. Nope. He went straight to genocide speedrun. And so he unleashed his wolf army upon the peaceful panda villages, turning what should have been a fluffy paradise into an absolute nightmare. Among those pandas, baby Po. For Po, fate had other plans. Through an act of pure love and heartbreaking courage, Po's mother saved him, hiding him in a crate of radishes before she was tragically cut down. Picture this, a tiny, chubby baby panda nestled among vegetables, completely unaware that his world had just changed forever. And while Po was taken in by the noodle-loving, feathered father we all adore, the one and only Mr. Ping, his past remained a mystery, buried deep in his subconscious, wrapped in layers of dumplings and denial.
Take our son and run away! Go!
And here's where it gets chilling. Throughout Kung Fu Panda 2, Po has flashes of memory, haunting images of running, hiding, fire, and fear. Like the one where he spots an emblem on Boss Wolf's shoulder and the one where he spots the emblem on Shen's tail feathers. These moments don't just serve as eerie foreshadowing, they yank us straight into Po's fractured psyche. He feels something is off, but he doesn't know what. It's like a puzzle missing its most important piece, or a dumpling missing its filling. Something is just not right. Each time Po gets a glimpse of his past, it's like an emotional gut punch. One second he's fine, the next he's standing in the middle of a battlefield in his mind, staring at flames and ghostly figures of his past. And the scariest part, he doesn't even know why these memories are coming back now. But he's about to get answers. Po is standing face to face with the monster responsible for his deepest wounds, and he doesn't even know it yet.
You were there.
Yes, I was.
With every battle, every interaction with Shen, Po gets closer to the truth. And Shen? He knows something Po doesn't. That smug, conniving smirk tells us everything. We're on the edge of a devastating revelation. And then it happens. The 59 seconds that change everything. After being blasted by Shen's cannon, we see Po drifting through a river, unconscious. He's picked up by the soothsayer who's there to help him piece everything together. Po always thought his flashbacks were nightmares, but little does he know.
What? It's just a stupid nightmare.
Nightmare or memory?
And that's where it starts. Po takes one good look into his reflection in the water, and there it hits him. Po's flashbacks aren't just nightmares, they're memories. The animators make sure we feel the difference. The colors, softer. The edges, blurred, almost like an oil painting come to life. The transitions, gentle, like waves pulling him deeper into a truth he's not ready for. This visual shift tells us we're no longer in the physical world. This is the space between memory and realization.
Young Shen was in line to rule Gongmen City, but he wanted more.
Then, bam, we're back in reality. The present is sharper, harsher, colder. The contrast makes the memories even more gut-wrenching. The past is an unfinished puzzle, teasing him with half-formed images. The now, it's an undeniable force that demands his attention. And just as Poe starts to piece things together, we hit another layer of brilliance. One we don't even see, but hear. Sound is a silent storyteller in this scene. The music starts soft, melancholic. It lingers, almost hesitant, and then it starts to swell. Every note mirrors Poe's emotional journey, shifting from sadness to realization to something more. The real genius? The silence. Moments of near quiet, punctuated by soft rustling leaves and distant echoes, pull us deep into Poe's perspective. The world around him fades, leaving nothing but the weight of his own memories. The moment stretches, filling the air with tension, and then clarity. And just when you think you can't feel more, the storytelling shifts gears.
Stop fighting. Let it flow.
That's the moment, right there. Not when he fights Shen, not when he does a cool kung fu move. This is where Poe wins, because this is where he stops being defined by what happened to him, and instead defines himself. Poe has spent the whole movie running from his past, from the truth, from the gnawing fear that he doesn't belong, that he isn't enough. And here, he stops. He breathes. He lets it in. He remembers what had happened, but this isn't just about remembering. It's about seeing. Poe has been stumbling forward, unaware of who he really is. Now, the missing pieces snap into place. And here's the kicker. It's not just about pain. It's about choice. Shen lets his past twist him into a villain. Poe, he turns it into power. That's why Kung Fu Panda 2 is brilliant. It transforms a revenge arc into something deeper. Without this moment, Shen wins. Poe never becomes who he's meant to be, but with it, he steps into his destiny.
And I'm gonna need a hat.
There is only one reason why this scene hit so hard. It's because of the editing. The quick cuts between past and present, they mimic Poe's mind. The rapid-fire puzzle pieces clicking into place, the gradual slowing of pace, that's him finding his center. Genius. In Poe's face, the animation team nailed it. The micro-expressions, the tightening of his brows as the fear grips him, the subtle widening of his eyes as the truth dawns, the slow, steady shift from pain to peace. This is top-tier animation. And there's a lot of hidden symbolism, sneaky visual cues, and deeper meanings going on that make it an absolute masterpiece. Why does Shen, a peacock, wield fire and metal instead of the natural beauty and grace that's associated with his species? Why does Poe's journey mirror the philosophy of yin and yang in such a striking way? Why is the color red used so deliberately throughout the film? This isn't just storytelling. It's an intricate dance of symbols and metaphors that elevate Kung Fu Panda 2 beyond an animated epic. Every frame is dripping with meaning, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So let's pull back the curtain on the hidden brilliance woven into this cinematic gem. And trust me, you'll never watch this movie the same way again. Red is everywhere in Poe's memories. Burning torches, Shen's palace, the fireworks of destruction, the metaphorical blood, PG rating folks, but it's more than just dramatic flair. Every flashback, drenched in red. His mother's final moments, a crimson-hued nightmare. Shen's feathers, a vibrant burning red, the embodiment of destruction. The color itself haunts Poe, clinging to his subconscious like a ghost of his past. And then, when Poe finds peace, the red fades. Soft blues and warm golds take over, the visual equivalent of an exhale, a moment of clarity after drowning in chaos. But if red is the scar of Poe's past, water is the whisper of his destiny. And that brings us to Water in Kung Fu Panda 2 is more than just H2O. It's Po's entire journey. Every major moment of self-discovery happens near water. His memories resurface when he sees his distorted reflection in a bowl of water, just like his fragmented past. His moment of inner peace? By a river, literally going with the flow. I see you, DreamWorks. The moment he lets go of his pain, the water becomes perfectly still, mirroring his newfound calm. And then, in the final battle, Po catches Shen's weapon and redirects its force, like Tai Chi, the martial art of water. Po is the river. But what happens when someone refuses to flow with destiny? Shen and Po are walking contradictions. Shen's feathers? Sleek, sharp, ghostly white, but tipped with blood red. A peacock trying to be a warrior, masking his fragility behind an illusion of grandeur. Po's fur? Soft, round, black and white, symbolizing balance, yin-yang energy. He embraces his nature instead of hiding it. And their fighting styles? A perfect metaphor for their worldviews. Shen fights with fireworks, overwhelming, distracting, forcing control. Po? He absorbs energy, redirects it. Shen thinks power is about bending the world to his will. Po learns that true power comes from acceptance, and that's where fireworks take on a whole new meaning.
Oh, no, he's got way more.
Normally reserved for celebrations, here they symbolize destruction. Shen twists something meant for joy into a weapon, just like he's twisted his own destiny. He had the intelligence and power to build something great, but he chose destruction. And Po? He flips the script. Instead of letting the fireworks explode into chaos, he reclaims them. He doesn't just stop Shen, he rewrites the narrative. Power doesn't have to be about fear, and that realization brings us to... This movie is obsessed with circles. The temple doors? Circular. The fireworks? Circular explosions. Po's fighting style? Based on circular movements. The finale? Po sitting in a circle of water, fully at peace. Why does this matter? Because circles symbolize completion. They have no beginning, no end, just like destiny. And remember that classic line? You gotta let go of that stuff from the past because it just doesn't matter. Turns out it does matter, but only if you learn from it. That's what makes Kung Fu Panda 2 more than just a fun action flick. It's a masterpiece of visual storytelling, philosophy, and emotional depth. And it all comes together in one beautifully crafted scene. But there's a scene even more beautiful and impactful. One about betrayal, a backstab so severe, even the land of the dead couldn't handle it. The movie scene I'm talking about is Coco, where color plays an even bigger role. Want to find out how? Click here.